The power you now possess is immense. You understand that your body is your ally, not your enemy. Every sensation, every change, every persistent symptom is your body trying to protect you, trying to give you the information you need to survive and thrive. This understanding changes everything about how you relate to your physical experience. Instead of suppressing symptoms with medications, you investigate them. Instead of dismissing persistent changes as age-related, you explore their meaning. Instead of waiting for doctors to tell you something is wrong, you trust your body's own diagnostic capabilities. The seniors who survive cancer aren't necessarily the ones with the best doctors or the most expensive treatments. They're often the ones who listened to their bodies early, who trusted their own experience, who demanded investigation when their bodies were trying to tell them something important. Your body has been protecting you your entire life, constantly monitoring threats, neutralizing toxins, fighting off infections, repairing damage. It's incredibly sophisticated, incredibly intelligent, incredibly dedicated to your survival. The least you can do is listen when it's trying to communicate with you. This persistent itch that you or someone you love has been experiencing. Your body is trying to save your life. It's screaming at you to pay attention, to investigate, to take action before it's too late. The question is, are you going to listen? Final truth. Here's the truth that will change everything for you. Your body knows about cancer long before any test can detect it, and it's been trying to tell you through sensations you've been trained to ignore. That itch isn't random. It's not just dry skin. It's not just stress or age. It's your body's most urgent alarm, triggered by changes happening at the cellular level that conventional medicine won't be able to detect for months or even years. The medical system profits from late-stage disease treatment. There's no money in early detection, in listening to your body's subtle communications, in preventing disease before it becomes life-threatening, but you don't have to be a victim of this system. Right now, millions of seniors are experiencing this type of persistent, unexplained itching. Most will ignore it, suppress it, or be dismissed by medical professionals who don't understand what the body is trying to communicate. But you now have the knowledge to be different. If you or someone you love has been experiencing persistent, unexplained itching, especially if it's deep, urgent, or unlike any itch you've experienced before, your body is trying to save your life. Don't wait for permission from a doctor to investigate. Demand comprehensive screening. Trust your body's intelligence. The difference between early and late-stage cancer detection isn't just statistics. It's the difference between life and death, between simple treatment and devastating illness, between years of healthy life and months of suffering. Your body is the most sophisticated diagnostic tool ever created. It's been trying to protect you, trying to warn you, trying to give you the information you need to survive. The question that will determine everything about your future is simple. Are you going to listen? The time for ignoring your body's messages is over. The time for trusting your own experience, for demanding investigation, for taking your body's communication seriously, that time is now. Your life may literally depend on it. What if I told you that the secret to reigniting passion and vitality after 60 isn't found in expensive supplements or complicated procedures, but in something sitting right in your kitchen? Something so simple, so ancient, that monks have been using it for over 1,000 years to cultivate life force energy. I'm about to share wisdom that will challenge everything you think you know about aging, intimacy, and the power hidden in the most humble of foods. Stay until the end, because what I reveal in the final minutes will shift how you see your body's potential forever. Hidden truth. Let me start with something that might shock you. In the monasteries of ancient China, where monks lived well into their hundreds with minds sharp as razors and bodies that defied their age, there was a morning ritual so sacred it was passed down only through whispered teachings. They would consume a single egg, prepared in a very specific way, not for nutrition alone, but as a key to unlock what they called the river of life flowing through their bodies. I've spent years studying under masters who still practice these ancient ways, and what they taught me about circulation, energy, and yes, intimacy completely transformed my understanding of what it means to age gracefully. You see, we've been conditioned to believe that after a certain age our bodies simply give up. That passion fades, energy dwindles, and we must accept this as inevitable. But what if that's the greatest lie ever sold to humanity? The truth is, your body at 60, 70, even 80 is capable of more vitality than most 30-year-olds experience today. But here's the catch. You have to know how to awaken it. And it starts with understanding something profound about circulation that modern medicine completely overlooks. Ancient wisdom. In traditional Chinese medicine, there's a concept called Jing, your essential life force, stored primarily in your kidneys and reproductive organs. Western medicine focuses on blood circulation, but the ancients understood something deeper. There are rivers of energy, invisible highways of vitality, that when flowing freely can restore passion, clarity, and physical power at any age. The egg, in their understanding, wasn't just food. It represented potential, the very essence of creation itself. But here's where it gets fascinating. They didn't just eat eggs randomly. There was a specific preparation, a particular timing, and most importantly, a mindset that transformed this simple food into medicine. Master Li, who lived to 104 with the energy of a man half his age, once told me something that still gives me chills. The Western world tries to fix the body like a broken machine, but the body is not a machine. It's a garden, and like any garden, it needs the right seeds, planted in the right season, with the right intention. The egg ritual, he taught me, isn't about protein or cholesterol or any of the nutritional components we obsess over. It's about working with your body's natural rhythms, honoring the wisdom that's been encoded in your cells for millennia, and most importantly, changing your relationship with aging itself. Morning ritual. Here's how the ritual works and why it's so powerful for circulation and intimacy after 60. Every morning before sunrise, and this timing is crucial, you prepare a single egg in a way that maximizes its life force potential. Not scrambled, not fried, but soft-boiled for exactly 7 minutes. The masters believed that 7 minutes allowed the egg to retain its living essence while making it digestible. But here's the part that modern science is just beginning to understand. As you eat this egg, you're not just consuming nutrients. You're consuming potential energy in its most concentrated form. The ancient practitioners would hold a specific intention while eating, visualizing this life force flowing directly to their kidneys, their reproductive organs, and throughout their entire circulatory system. Now, you might think this sounds too mystical, too simple, but consider this. Recent research has shown that eggs contain compounds that directly support nitric oxide production in the body. Nitric oxide is what dilates your blood vessels, improves circulation, and yes, enhances intimate function. The ancients didn't know the science, but they understood the effect. What makes this ritual even more powerful is the timing. Eating this egg before sunrise aligns with what Chinese medicine calls the kidney hour, the time when your body's reproductive and circulatory systems are most receptive to nourishment. It's like watering a plant at dawn versus midday. Same water, but the effect is completely different. Master Chen, another teacher who remained virile well into his 90s, explained it this way. Your body has seasons, just like nature. Most people eat the same foods at the same time every day, ignoring these seasons. But when you align with your body's natural rhythms, even simple foods become medicine, energy circulation. But the egg is only the beginning. What happens next is where the real transformation occurs. After consuming the egg, the ancient practitioners would spend 10 minutes in what they called internal circulation meditation. This isn't complicated meditation. It's a simple practice of directing your attention to different parts of your body while breathing deeply. Here's what they discovered that Western science is only now confirming. Your attention is literally medicine. When you focus your mind on a specific part of your body, blood flow increases to that area. Brain scans show increased neural activity, and more importantly, the tissues actually receive more nutrients and oxygen. The circulation pattern they used was specific, starting at the base of the spine, visualizing warm energy moving up through the kidneys, spreading across the lower back, then flowing down through the reproductive organs, and finally circulating through the legs and back up again. This creates what they called a closed circuit of energy that strengthens the entire pelvic region. Now, I know some of you might be thinking this sounds too esoteric, but let me share something that might surprise you. Modern biofeedback technology has actually measured this phenomenon. When people focus their attention on specific body parts during meditation, thermal imaging shows increased heat and blood flow to those exact areas. The ancients understood this thousands of years ago without any technology at all. What's even more remarkable is how this affects intimacy. You see, intimacy isn't just about physical function. It's about presence, about feeling alive in your own skin, about being connected to your life force. When you practice this morning ritual consistently, something shifts in how you carry yourself, how you move through the world, how you connect with others. Deeper connection. One of my students, Maria, came to me at 67, feeling like her passionate days were behind her. She'd been married for 40 years, loved her husband deeply, but felt like they'd become roommates rather than lovers. The spark, she said, had simply died with age. Within 3 months of practicing this egg ritual and circulation meditation, she told me something that brought tears to my eyes. It's not just that I feel more physical energy, she said. It's that I feel like myself again. Like the woman I was in my 20s and 30s is still here, just waiting to be awakened. Her husband noticed too, not just physical changes, but something in her eyes, her confidence, the way she moved. Their relationship transformed not because of any external technique, but because she had reconnected with her own life force. This is what the masters understood that we've forgotten. Intimacy begins with your relationship to your own body, your own energy, your own sense of aliveness. When that river of life is flowing freely within you, it naturally flows into your relationships, your creativity, your passion for living itself. But here's something crucial that I need you to understand. This isn't about reversing aging or trying to be something you're not. It's about becoming more fully who you are. The energy practices of the ancients aren't about fighting time. They're about aligning with time, working with your body's natural wisdom rather than against it. Sacred science. The science behind why this works is actually profound. Eggs contain compounds called choline and lecithin, which support the production of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter crucial for both cognitive function and sexual response. They also contain selenium and zinc, minerals that directly support reproductive hormone production. But more importantly, they contain what nutritionists call biological value, meaning your body can use nearly 100% of the protein for cellular repair and regeneration. When you combine this nutritional support with focused attention and proper timing, you're working with multiple systems simultaneously: nervous system, circulatory system, endocrine system, and what the ancients called the energy body. Modern medicine tends to treat these systems separately, but they're completely interconnected. The circulation meditation I mentioned isn't just visualization, it's actually stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system, which controls rest, digestion, and yes, reproductive function. When you're in a stressed state, dominated by your sympathetic nervous system, blood flow moves away from reproductive organs toward muscles and brain. But when you activate the parasympathetic response through focused breathing and attention, blood flow returns to the pelvic region. This is why the timing matters so much. Early morning, before the stress of the day begins, your nervous system is naturally in a more receptive state. The cortisol awakening response hasn't fully kicked in yet, and your body is primed for regeneration rather than stress response. Hidden obstacles. But here's something most people don't realize is sabotaging their efforts. The way we've been taught to think about aging itself. We live in a culture that treats getting older like a disease, something to fight against rather than a natural process to work with. This creates a constant state of resistance in our bodies and minds. The ancient masters had a completely different perspective. They saw aging not as decline, but as the opportunity to access deeper levels of wisdom and energy. They understood that while young people have abundant physical energy, older people have the potential for what they called refined energy, more concentrated, more intentional, more powerful in subtle ways. This shift in perspective alone can change everything. When you stop fighting your age and start working with your body's current capacities, something magical happens. Instead of trying to force your body to perform like it did decades ago, you discover new possibilities that only come with maturity. I've seen this transformation in countless students. When they release the story that their best days are behind them and instead embrace the idea that their body at this age has unique gifts to offer, their entire physiology shifts. Stress hormones decrease, sleep improves, energy increases, and yes, intimacy returns, often better than it was in their younger years because it's now combined with emotional depth and presence that only comes with life experience. Natural rhythms. The egg ritual works because it aligns with something called chronobiology, the study of how our bodies function according to natural rhythms. Your digestive fire is strongest in the morning, your reproductive hormones follow predictable patterns throughout the day, and your circulation responds to both lunar and seasonal cycles. Most people eat the same foods at the same times regardless of these rhythms, then wonder why they don't feel optimal. But when you align your nourishment with your body's internal clock, even simple foods become incredibly powerful medicine. The 7-minute soft-boiled egg isn't arbitrary. At exactly 7 minutes, the egg white is fully cooked, but the yolk remains creamy. This texture is crucial because it makes the nutrients more bioavailable while preserving the heat-sensitive compounds that support circulation. The ancients didn't understand the chemistry, but they perfected the timing through centuries of observation and experience. After eating the egg, the 10-minute circulation meditation works with what's called the gastric phase of digestion. This is when your body is directing blood flow toward the digestive organs, making it the perfect time to consciously guide that increased circulation toward the areas that need it most. Emotional transformation. But perhaps the most profound aspect of this practice isn't physical at all. It's emotional and spiritual. When you commit to a daily ritual of self-care, something deeper shifts in how you see yourself and your worth. Many people, especially after 60, begin to feel invisible, irrelevant, like their vital years are behind them. This morning ritual becomes a declaration: I am worth caring for, my body is worth honoring, my pleasure, my vitality, my aliveness still matters. That internal shift radiates outward into every aspect of your life.